that's encouraging for us, because we're ordinary people. We're not superstars. We're not all, have a degree in community outreach or biblical apologetics or something like that. We're ordinary working people, and yet that's exactly the kind of people that God chose to start his mission on this earth. They did have some advantages, just like last time I talked about that Jesus, we're not Jesus. We don't have omniscient knowledge. We don't have the power to raise the dead or to do miracles. We can ask God and beg God to do a miracle, but we don't have that power ourselves. These 12 ordinary men did also have some unique advantages. One is they were called directly by Jesus. They were taught directly by Jesus. Now, we are too, through his word and through his spirit, but they were apostles. They were the 12 apostles. They physically saw Jesus and talked with him face to face. They also were given the power to perform miracles. But here's where they differed from Jesus, that they, like us, had many failings and many mistakes. So here's where we can sympathize with the apostles and where we can begin to see ourselves in them, because we also we make mistakes, we say the wrong things, we talk when we shouldn't, we're quiet when we should be talking, we have failings. I'm going to start with reading Luke 9, the first 6 verses, and we'll see what we can get from here. And he called the 12 together and gave them power and authority over all demons and to cure diseases. And he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal. And he said to them, take nothing for your journey, no staff, nor bag, nor bread, nor money, and do not have 2 tunics. And whatever house you enter, stay there, and from there depart. And wherever they do not receive you, when you leave that town, shake off the dust from your feet as a testimony against them. And they departed and went through the villages, preaching the gospel and healing everywhere. So what do we see in this passage? First of all, what are we supposed to proclaim? We are supposed to proclaim the kingdom. And what is that? That's a whole topic of study. What is the kingdom? But in brief, it's God's kingdom here on earth for now. The kingdom breaks into this wicked world of sin and death, and it's a spiritual kingdom of power and victory and hope and purpose that this world is dying for, crying for. So we can give that hope to people. We can say, come join us in this kingdom. Come be on the winning side. Come to a place where there's life and power and hope. That's the kingdom that we're proclaiming to people. They were sent out to heal. So Jesus told the apostles, don't only be concerned for people's spirit, make sure that they make it to heaven when they die, but they were to be concerned with people's physical ailments. And we should too. When we see people that are hungry, sick, poor, cold, starving, that should touch our hearts, and we should reach out and help those people. They were taught to accept hospitality. There was a reason that Jesus told them to go out and don't bring food and don't bring a bag and don't bring money, because they were supposed to accept the help of those around them, accept hospitality. And we'll talk about giving hospitality some too in future sermons, but that's an important way that we can become a part of our community, is to go in and out with our neighbors, to accept their help, to ask for help, to say, to run over to the neighbor and borrow a cup of sugar, or have a meal together and share our lives back and forth. This is one way of getting into each other's homes and becoming a part of the community. And the last part was move along when you're not welcomed. And this is sometimes hard for some of us, but there are people, there are communities, there are people groups or areas where you're going to be rejected, where you try to talk to a neighbor and you try to bring up, you finally try to bring up religion or faith, and the door slams shut in your face, and you try it again and the door slams shut in your face. Maybe there's a time where you just, now is not my time, let's move along. This is not strange. This is not new. The disciples, Jesus was right from the very start preparing his disciples for how